Hey there guys, and welcome to a kind of different sort of video compared to what I'm used to making, I guess. Gonna be straight up at the beginning of this video. This is post-commentary. I'm not used to post-commentary, so this could be a little bit awkward. Basically, while we're doing the resets, this is a pretty good run I got off stream. I've started, basically the other day, you can see I actually walked out of the room because I didn't expect such a good item to just be sitting there. Basically, I got my personal best on Rebirth the other day, off stream, off camera, and that was really frustrating to me. I didn't record it in any way, shape, or form, so there's no way for me to actually put it up here on YouTube. For those wondering, my new personal best now from the 1930 that I posted before is now, I think it's 1635, something like that. So I've decided that whenever I play this game off stream, I'm going to be recording all of the runs without commentary, because commentating over nothing, at that point I might as well just be streaming. So my offline runs I'm going to be recording, and if I should happen to find a good run, I think once you get below about 15 minutes or so, runs start getting really luck based. And so I think the fact that, like, the idea that what am I trying to say? I don't think I'm going to be getting a sub 1635 for a while. Right here we pick up Mom's Toenail, which ends up paying off really big on the next floor. I might have wanted to check for a super secret room there on the right wall, but I'm not sure. You can see the piercing effect of Death's Touch is just tearing on through this, any segmented bosses like the Hollow or Larry Jr. Just huge damage. Right there you can see I hit a bad trip pill, so I play it really safe in these next few rooms, trying to not get hit, because if I take red heart damage, then my chance to get a Devil Deal is really greatly reduced. I think it might even be almost to 0. So here I'm really happy to see this Tinted Rock. But at this point, I think the idea of only posting personal best runs with Isaac with such a random game, I don't think I would be uploading very many videos of this game in that case. Let's just say that much. So I think what I'm going to start doing is not really a series, but just whenever I get a good stream, or a good run off stream, or a good run on stream, I'll just be posting it. A good run for me at this point is if I get like below 20 minutes, something like that, is pretty good for my standard. So Curse of the Maze actually helped me there, so let me skip a room. And here you'll see Mom's Toenail coming in pretty strong, just destroying Monstro almost instantly. So this is a pretty big room right here. I pick up Goathead. For those of you who don't know, Goathead guarantees, as you can see in the lower left, guarantees that Devil Rooms and Angel Rooms will stay open. Even if you take red heart damage, it'll still open up, and if you leave the room, it'll always stay open, which is really nice. However, this is my first pretty major misplay, potentially. Depends on how you look at it. I could have checked this curse room, but I didn't want to, because I didn't want to risk taking red heart damage, but obviously, as I just said, I have the Goat's Head, so I don't have to worry about that. But it ends up working out in the end, because let's just say I find an item in the room, and then I re-roll that item, and it ends up being good that I wait so long to go back and check it. I check it after my boss. So that could have potentially been considered a misplay, but because of how it worked out, I think it was good that I had to roll up at all. Here I use that bombs are key pill to get a key and check my item room. The $3 bill I don't think is really worth it. Oh my goodness, this is the part with post commentary where it's just like I don't really even know what to say. I think around this point was the point at which I realized, oh yeah, I totally have Goathead. So I decided to go in, kind of take care of my boss really quick. And since I have Goathead, the nice thing is I can check that cursed room and use that roll there potentially. Here I decide, you know what, speed up is good, size down is good, so I'll take that. Item Martyr is not a bad item, but actually the reason I ended up going back here in the first place was I wanted to see if I could get a bomb. But as I'm looking at the map saying, where can I find a bomb, I realize, oh yeah, we have this curse room here. So I grab the Guppy's head, say, hey, I'm one piece Guppy, maybe I can make another one, and I get the Pact, and that's really nice. So that's a big tears up and 0.5 damage increase. So at this point, let me think, 1.5 from the Death's Touch, 1 from the Small Rock, 0.3 from the Halo, and 0.5 from the Pact. So I believe we are at, what would that be, 3.2, I think? Let me think. 2.5, 2.8, yeah. So, or 3.3. And here I would love to say that I'm just so awesome and I have a great memory and remember that was my 48-hour pill. But I actually was just really curious to see what that pill was, and then I picked it up and said, ooh, good. Maybe I can use that later. I can use that to maybe force some really good items at some point or another. At this point, I'm saying, you know what? My build is pretty good right now. What I really want is mapping, because the difference between a good run and a great run is mapping, really. Being able to know where your boss fight is, just go directly into your boss fight. You know, full clearing and stuff, it's good to improve your build, but if you have a good build already, all you care about is mapping. So I have 15 cents, I know I can check my shop, potentially get a map or a compass. I'm thinking, okay, this 48-hour energy pill is going to be used to force mapping. I don't actually remember how exactly it ends up working out on this floor. Here I have Curse of the Blind. That kind of scares me, because Curse of the Blind could really screw you over. Here's my shop, and I actually decide not to check it on this floor. And the reason is because of Curse of the Blind. If I end up taking an item on Curse of the Blind and it ends up being like a crappy activatable item and then I don't roll it into anything good, then I just wasted my one shot at mapping. My one really solid shot at mapping, at least. My best chance. So I decided to risk it, wait for the next floor. We're on Caves 2. So we have 2 more floors that will have shops. It's possible that I'll get greed in them, and so I'm hoping I don't. Here I just take my blind items, I say, okay, this is probably Dead Sea Scrolls. Oh wait, you can see me actually even hesitate there to be like, wait a second, did I actually just get that? So as you'll see, Godhead's a really good item. For those of you who don't really know, you see that light that's surrounding that, does the amount of damage that your tears do pretty much constantly within that radius. And because my fire rate is so good, I just have this big stream of death coming out of my face at this point. And this is the point at which I said, okay, this run's good. Like, this run's really good. Of course, I take damage, trying to bomb that Tinted Rock, wanting just a little bit more health. That's the one thing I don't feel super comfortable about right now. I want to get mapping, and I want to get some kind of health going, because I'm on God rooms, I don't really have a way to get rid of these hearts, these red hearts, but I also don't have a way to get soul hearts. Here, I decide to deliberately backtrack and say, okay, I need my shop because I want to try for mapping. So you can see multi-segmented enemies, just Godhead rips through it. This was only the second run that I've ever gotten Godhead. One of them was on a stream earlier today. Here we got Greed, but it was nice because we got a dime, so we can potentially almost take 2 items on the next floor, which would be really nice. So here we get Monstro 2, and this, like, you see how fast we just tear through Monstro 2, who is, for all intents and purposes, a rough boss. So here I check my God room. I have a bomb, so I decide to bomb the Guardian Angel. I know the fight won't take long because of Godhead. Scapular's not bad, but I want to reroll for something better. Use my 48 hour here. Get the wafer, which is huge. Halves our damage, or halves damage taken. Here I really had to question, okay, do I want the soul or do I want to try and roll for the mind? The mind would give me full mapping, and I just, at the end of the day, I didn't think it was worth it. Here I don't even know why I checked my arcade. I didn't really have anything I needed. Because at this point, really all I care about is I want to find my shop to try and make mapping, and I want to find my boss fight. I don't care about my item room. It's not that important. Here I figure I'll check this. Maybe I can get a guppy into a guppy item into a guppy item and make my build even more powerful, even though I don't need it. Really, if I'm being realistic, I could have skipped pretty much everything and just made a straight shot for my boss. So Curse of the Lost is really unfortunate because I don't know where I'm going, but thankfully I didn't already have mapping. So it's not like yeah, here I have the golden key, so I figure it's worth it to check at least. But not worth it to reroll because I want to save that for potentially, you know, God Room or Devil Deal after the foot fight, maybe for my boss rush or something like that. And you can see just destroying things. Here, for whatever reason, I thought the map looped around, so I just went back and said, no, this is going to loop back on itself. And it's a good thing I did because I found my shop. And in here, there's just the treasure map sitting right there, and I figure, you know what, that's all I need. I'm going to take this soul heart for some health. Just keep on moving. Just go. I know, I don't remember where the path splits, so I figured I'll go around this way. Oh wait, it doesn't loop around. So I end up going this way, just seeing where it ends up, and it takes me right to my boss fight, which is perfect. I got really lucky there. So here we're on our mom's foot fight, just tear through it, pick up that Polaroid, we get a devil deal. Here I make a mistake in just taking such a long time to decide what I want to do. Thinking of Dark Bum, don't take it, grab Sister Maggie, and then I grab this Book of Belial for some reason. I was thinking, oh, and here I just am angry at the world that I can't take Cricket's head. Because 1.5 times this amount of damage would be just stupid. So here, take a little bit to figure out, okay, where's my boss fight? I know where it's at. It's gonna be usually a single room at the end of a long kind of stretch. Usually, it's usually off after just kind of a long stretch. I don't know how else to describe it, really. Here I'm debating re-rolling that Rotten Baby, but I decide to roll Krampus's head into Dark Matter. That's another 1 DPS up plus Fear Shot, and Rotten Baby really isn't a bad follower at all. Shoot some flies, which do, I think, 3 times their damage, or is it 2 times? I forget. Here I take a little bit to decide, like, where is this fight? It could be down or right. But I figure it's probably not going to be that close to the start, so I opt for the upper left up there. That's hanging, that one room hanging off the upper left there. Here I was thinking of bombing out of this, but because my damage is so high, it's really to a point where even if I have enough bombs to bomb out of rooms, it's almost never worth it because my clear speed is so fast that the bomb wouldn't have exploded before I reach it, before I clear the room. So I end up making the right choice on the mapping end, thank goodness, because that would have been a really long detour to go back where I came from. So yeah, anyway, with getting rid of those hearts earlier, my logic was like, well, if I have any procs or something, like my Polaroid proc, that could mess it up. But what I'm not even thinking about is, oh wait, I totally have the wafer, which halves all my damage. Like here, I probably could have not bombed out of here, and it would have been faster. And here I totally forget I don't have a bomb, so I try to bomb out, but fail. But yeah, I kind of forgot I had the wafer, which halves all damage anyway. And I know at this point I'm not going to get any procs. I don't have enough soul hearts to get rid of my hearts and feel comfortable. So I really should not have gotten rid of that. Here, the Suicide King, that's really scary since I don't have any extra lives. So if I fat finger that, that is game over. Like if I accidentally hit Q, that's the end of the run because I don't have any extra lives or something or anything like that. So I definitely want to drop that when I get the chance, which you'll see in a minute. But here, glad I don't get a Curse of the Blind. Grab my Capricorn, grab Book of Secrets, hoping for a compass effect. Not the case. I get the blue map, but then I get the Mind, which shows me exactly where all of my stuff is. Here I walk into this room because I'm holding control, trying to drop that Suicide King so I don't fat finger it. Thankfully, it only cost me a couple of seconds. It didn't really cost me that much time. And at this point, I'm just thinking, all right, let's just go. Like, I know exactly where I'm going. I don't need anything. There's no item here I could pick up that would really help my build at all. So I play it a little bit risky. I don't really... I just kind of weave and bob back and forth without much of a rhyme or reason to it. And man, like, just look how fast we take out Carrion Queen. You know your build is powerful when you can just rip through that boss like that. Here I take a little bit of silly unnecessary damage. Kind of getting low on health, 5 hits left. Gets a little bit sketchy. And here, as I walk in, I see that heart. I feel like maybe I would regret not taking that. I get a little worried, but as you'll see, we are just so powerful it does not even matter. So that's the final time, guys, 17:37. Not quite my personal best, but a really solid run nonetheless. So expect more of these videos in the future. I will post them whenever I get them off stream. So yeah, that pretty much ends this video. So thank you everyone so much for watching this, and I will see you next time.